Hi and good evening and welcome back to THFC Till I Die. Yes, the boys are back in town. Philip is back from trying to get some job in Dublin for a drummer job, apparently, because his mate, the guitarist Leo, has left the band. So Philip has been asked would he be the front man, a bit like Phil Collins did with Genesis back in the day. But Philip's turned them down. It says, I do not want to leave THFC till I die. And fair play to you, Philip. Loyalty will be rewarded. I will offer you the job as chief executive officer of this whole channel. There you go.
I mean, I can be the Todd Bowley of the channel, can I?
Yeah, you can be the Todd Bowley of the channel, basically.
Yeah. God help the channel, so.
More than that
as you'll find out later on. As you'll find out later on.
Now, as you can see, I'm in our studio. I'm in the THFC studios in THFC Towers, but Philip hasn't moved in yet. Now I'm getting a bit annoyed at this, Mr. Brady. I sent 3 delivery trucks for you, and you won't move in.
I hope you sent them to the right address.
I sent them there. Anyway, Philip will be moving in. Me and Philip will be looking exactly the same next week. It's just a bit of tech issues. That's all we're dealing with. Yeah, Philip being up in Dublin all week, trying to get the job. He's told me not to mention.
Definitely told you not to mention.
Yeah. It's been a big week, hasn't it, Philip? Before we get on with the show now, it's been a big week in Ireland, really, hasn't it? All seriousness now. It's been quite a momentous week, hasn't it?
Quite eventful, yeah. It starts off with St. Patrick's Day, which is always a great day, and crowds thousands out on parades. And then our Taoiseach, our Prime Minister, goes over to New York or to Washington, does the Bowl of Shamrock thing, and then comes home and promptly resigns. It could only happen in Ireland.
Now, what was it? Was something said between him and Biden that made him want to resign? No. Do you think Leo? Sorry, Philip, go on.
No, it's nothing to do with Biden at all, actually. No. He did say he wanted to be out of politics by the time he's 50, so and he's a young prime minister, and the lad we've got coming after him is only even younger. He's only 35 or 37.
I think
he's a good lad, Simon Harris. Yeah. So.
I think Leo looked at the president of the United States and thought, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, I'm getting out now, or I end up like him.
Oh, don't underestimate Joe Biden. If he looked at Donald Trump and said that, I believe you. But yeah.
Well, Charlie Hartley once said he wanted to remain in power like the Chinese do.
Okay.
apparently. But anyway, guys, we do have a bit of breaking news, haven't we, Philip? But do we welcome people in first before we give them the
Yes, go on, welcome in the chat there, and then we'll hit them with the big news.
We've got the Normality channel with Riley Taylor. Big up, Riley. Says, evening, are you ready for the Manchester derby in the Women's Super League tomorrow? I can't join you, Riley. Very good reason. It's my mother-in-law's first year anniversary. It's actually on Monday. But the family having a dinner tomorrow, so I won't be around. I don't know if Mr. Brady will be around, but I don't think he is either.
I don't think so.
He's busy.
No.
So I tell you what, Riley, we'll get you on a podcast as a way of making it up to you. We'll sort out and we'll get you on a podcast ready, dude. But we do apologise, but it's quite important. I need to be there tomorrow, and that comes first before any football. But we are on tomorrow night, as me and Philip did a watch along to the mighty Irish as we play Belgium. Big up to Greeks. Nick, big up Nick. He says, "Good evening, gents. Good evening, Nick. How are you doing?" We've got Nomadic Dermot. Where do you stand on the St. George's Cross on the back of the England shirt? Philip, that broke yesterday. Now, I know as Irish people, if that was done to the Irish flag, what Nike did to St. George's flag, how would you feel?
They'd be burning the shirts in the street if they'd done that here. They would.
I think
any national emblem, be it the Shamrock, the Celtic Cross, St. George's Cross, is sacrosanct. Should be left the way it is and not messed with at all. So I'd be annoyed with what Nike did if they did it over here. That's for sure.
And €125 they want you to pay for it to buy the shirt.
Oh, there you go. It probably cost them about $5 to make it.
Yeah. No, seriously though, has Nike crossed the line, do you think? In I can understand what they were trying to do, Philip. I can understand the principle of the idea. But couldn't they have not left it as it was?
Yeah, it's if they left it the way it was, nobody would have said a word. Nobody would have noticed. Leave it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. My concern with Nike, and not just Nike, but all the big manufacturers like Puma and Reebok and all that, is that they're charging mega prices for their material. And quality is good. What are they paying the sweatshops of Southeast Asia to make? That's my gripe with all those manufacturers and the shoe manufacturers as well. They're making huge profits on the back of other people's labor.
And also, Philip, the FA, the English FA, approved this. Do you think somebody in there would have said, "Hang on a minute, lads, this is not going to look good if this gets out"? Seriously. No, we know the FA are a little bit sticking their heads in the sand bits, Philip. But are you surprised at the English FA making a cock up like this? Because I think it's in England. All what I've seen on Talk Sport and Sky Sports, everyone's outraged.
Yeah, not quite rightly. They're quite right to be. It's the FA, whatever you want to call them, totally out of touch with reality, totally out of touch with what the fan in the street is thinking. They're sitting there in their ivory towers, having their expensive lunches on expenses, and they're not really caring what the man in the street says. And there's been no thought put into that at all.
No. So a little bit like our government over here, out of touch, don't know what the people want. Yeah, that's for another stream and another time. Big up to Nick. It says, "Come on, people, I'm a goonie. You can't have more goonies than Spud hitting the like button for a Spud stream. So hit the like and subscribe to a decent channel." Well, thank you very much indeed. It's very kind of you, Nick. It's lovely words, isn't it? And
apart from the Spuds a bit, I don't like that word Spuds. Apart from that, it's very good. Yeah,
but we are Spuds.
No, we're not. That would be Spuds.
No, we're Spuds. We're Spurs fans.
Yeah, but Spuds and Spurs are two different words.
Yeah, but that's what they call us, Philip. We just
I know. Maybe it's a term of affection, although maybe not all Arsenal fans would call it a term of affection. But I just personally don't like it. So I appreciate the rest of it. And I appreciate the rest of it.
I don't like the word Spursy. I hate that. I hate it when I hear Spursy. It really gets to me, Philip. It really pisses me off.
That's true.
However, the Women's Football Weekend 2024 has arrived. Yeah, that's kicking off. Hope you're ready for top flight action because we need it. Missing Spurs? Are you missing Spurs, Philip?
Oh, I hate these weekends and there's no game. I really do. You know, it's and it's happening. It's going to happen this weekend. Okay, we've got a game the following week, but then on the 20th of April, we've no game either because Man City was due to come to town.
Yeah.
And they're in the FA Cup. So, yeah, we're going to have a fixture pile up by the end of the season.
Nick says the cost of shirts is pure greed. The FA do not have the transfers, agents' fees, and wages that football clubs do. It's a disgrace. If the shirts cost more than $3.50 to make, I would be shocked.
Yeah,
more or less what you were saying.
I'd say a fiver tops, and they're selling it for 125 quid. That's what? Oh, geez, 1,000% profit. Well, not 1,000%. No, it's about 400%, 400% profit. It's more.
Now, my point. Sorry, I was just just 1 minute. It is, I can smell it.
No, anyway.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Philip. Yes, okay. Here, I'm bringing it up now, Philip. Here is the ticker now, Philip. This is breaking news.
Yes, this is breaking news. Big breaking news. Chelsea are reportedly in big financial problems. Brought about mainly by their chief executive, Todd Bowley, going on a massive spending spree last summer, spending over £1 million. And now the chickens are coming home to roost with a possible big points deduction, which apparently is not going to be too far away.
No, Philip, and for what I'm hearing, it's going to dwarf what Everton and Forest got. Absolutely dwarf. Now, Leicester, I want your words on Leicester last night, Philip. Leicester have been charged, or the process of being charged. Now, they can start next season on minus points in the Premier League.
Yeah.
How? I mean, I was on the stream last night, and it was are FFP fit for purpose, Philip? But if you look at this, what I was given today, a little bit around of it, is Chelsea are going to be, they're yet to be charged, by the way. But a financial expert expects Chelsea are headed for points deduction that will dwarf the punishment handed to Everton and Nottingham Forest earlier this season, Philip. And also, the Blues are yet to be charged, of course, with breaching PSR rules, but are facing an uphill battle to abide by them after spending nearly £1 billion on players under Todd Bowley and failing overwhelmingly to meet on-field targets. It's Champions League, Philip, so important to the top clubs now to keep them rolling over. And also, I want to add one more question on to top of that. With the Premier League now going towards UEFA's rules on PSR and FFP, is it a bit like the horses bolted? Do you know the thing, the horses bolting out the gate before you can shut the gate, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to get at?
Well, I know that what you're trying to say there is that Champions League is what Chelsea need next season, but barring one of the greatest miracles ever, they're not going to get it, because I'm just looking at the league table here. They've got 11 matches left, okay? They can, if they win every one of them, they get 72 points. Yeah. Now, Arsenal are already on 64, Liverpool 64, Man City 63. So you're asking those top teams to lose nearly 7 or 8 of the last matches. Yeah. So it's not going to happen. The very most Chelsea can hope for is the conference. And even that, there's a lot of teams ahead of them for that.
That's not good enough for them, Philip.
No, it's not good enough. No. I mean, Todd Bowley, I mean, they're sponsored by this. I don't know who sponsors them now. They've got the name. I can't remember the name. But they should be sponsored by Billy Smart Circus, because that's what it's become. That's what it's the end for the Chelsea circus. I mean, it is. I mean, and I would normally have sympathy. I'd have sympathy for most clubs in the country. I'd have sympathy for Arsenal, because Arsenal are a well-run club. Let's face it, we mightn't like them, but they're a well-run club. Chelsea are not. Chelsea are the Flash Harrys that was founded in 2003, according to most of their fans, when the dirty Russian money came along to bail them out. And they've got no pedigree, they've got no class, they've got no style, and I absolutely would not be missing one bit if they're relegated out of the Premiership.
Yeah. Now, Phil, I just want to bring up a few comments here. I want to say big up to Carl Simpson. Big up. He says, good evening, gents, and everyone in the chat. Big up, Mr. Simpson. Hope you're doing well. Big up to Carl. Now, read that one out, Philip. Look, I got a question for that. So if you want to read that one out and I have a question for you on that.
Okay. Chelsea, this is from Geeks and Muckleby again. Another very good comment. Chelsea is shocking news. Not. I can only hope the chickens do come home, and that there is no ease of punishment from appeal. I hope they get punished next year, as it would have more effect. Yeah, but like, do you not think of relegation this season? Like, if they get docked 20 points, right, it puts them down to 17th place. 20 points taken off the score at the minute will leave them with 19 points.
Yeah.
And Nottingham Forest are 18th with 21 points. Luton are 17th with 22. So it puts them 1 point above the relegation zone.
Yeah.
And can you imagine the reaction of the Chelsea players if they're suddenly from their comfort zone of mid-table mediocrity, they are suddenly in a dogfight with the likes of Luton, Nottingham Forest, Burnley, Sheffield United for a win here and there to keep them out of going down to the Championship? I don't think they'd be up for it. I think the shock would kill them to be down that far down the league.
Look, I mean, I'll go through some of these others, and I've got a few questions on this that have come into my head, Philip. And why I love asking you these questions, because you have the experience of football from the 60s and 70s and 80s, and it's lovely to tap into your knowledge of and your knowledge of the game, because for somebody like me or somebody my age wouldn't have the depth of knowledge about what's happening, because we've seen this all before, but you've seen it in a time, Philip, when it was a lot more simpler than it is now. Look, we've got Greek here. Good evening, Carl. Carl saying hello to everything. Nick says also, I think the Chelsea hierarchy spent that much for arrogance. It did not occur to them they may not get Champions League. How much money that boosts the bottom line. And he goes on to say that, Philip, do that next year. That would cost them Champions League for a third year. I do not think they would get relegated. Philip, for what I'm hearing, and this is now only a rumour, but for what I'm hearing in the background, that Chelsea and Man City could be relegated from the Premier League. Now,
right.
where do we... Right, one question Simon Jordan said the other night. Now, yesterday, Philip, there was a letter written from the Chelsea fans to the Chelsea hierarchy, complaining about the state of their club. They're going to protest. They're going to cause havoc. Simon Jordan sort of viewing it, what are Chelsea fans going to do? Take down their trousers and do Mooney at the hierarchy. It ain't going to do anything. And his words were, they're getting behind the Manchester United Glazer out sort of thing. Do you feel sorry for the Chelsea fans, or do you think they're getting what they deserve?
I would feel sorry for the Chelsea fans of my vintage, who've been there from the time when there used to be a football club in there. I always like Keith Burkitts's famous comment after the 1984 UEFA Cup final. When he left, saying there used to be a football club in there. There was a football club in Stamford Bridge until Abramovich took over. Then they just became an absolutely obscene, money-making, lack of respect. I mean, what puts me mostly off Chelsea fans is every time they come to at our place, we shouldn't let them in, that'd be my impression, but they've got these obnoxious songs, gas chamber noises, Spurs are on their way to Auschwitz, stuff like that. I mean, that's incredibly, and Spurs live rent-free in Chelsea's head. Even when Chelsea are playing Aston Villa or Liverpool, they're chanting about how much they hate Tottenham. You know, so that I have nothing but disgust for the present day Chelsea fans. And I've got a couple of friends that are Chelsea fans, and I tell them that to their face. You know, but I think if Chelsea went down, while it would be the people who've beaten their chest, oh, that's very, very tough. That's very, very tough. Everton have been punished. Nottingham Forest have been punished. Do Chelsea fans think they're exempt from it just because they've got a rich owner? No.
It's look. It was a question was asked last night, Philip. Right? Is FFP fit for purpose? I don't think it is. So if it isn't, then where do you go with it? Because I feel I said it last night, Philip. The Premier League do not want anything to rock the brand. The brand that is the Premier League. They don't want the likes of a Man City or Chelsea getting relegated. And what my fear is, Philip, is that the Premier League would end up going down the same road Syria added in the late 90s. Do you know what I mean? Corruption. And Syria has never recovered from that.
No,
I don't want the Premier League going down that route, Philip.
FFP was instigated supposedly to level the playing field for the rich clubs and the not so rich clubs, right? But how come up to now, up to Chelsea anyway, it's only been the lesser clubs that have been punished?
Yeah.
So they're not implementing what they set out to do. They're cherry picking the teams to be punished, and it's only because Chelsea are so blatantly flouted the rules that they have to be seen to do something. They could not be seen not to do anything. Now, but I won't rest until Manchester City are seen to be punished for what they've done, because you can put anything Chelsea have done, Nottingham Forest have done, Everton, you can add them all together, multiply by 3, and it's still not the number of offences Manchester City have done. And yet here they are swanning around as if they own the place.
Do you know what gets me, Philip? You look at Forest and Everton, right? They've broken the rules. They should be punished, rightly so.
Yeah. Rightly
Do you feel a financial punishment would have been more effective for the likes of Everton and Forest, where a points deduction is more in line for Chelsea and Manchester City?
Yeah, that will be in an ideal world. That would be the way to do it, but you would never get away with that. It has to be a level playing field. Yeah, whatever you deduct one club, you've got to do the same with the rest. Certainly, it's a good point, because money not being as flush with cash as City or Chelsea, or what Chelsea were anyway, a financial penalty would hurt those clubs, especially Everton, who are in the middle of building a new ground. But fine, Manchester City is like throwing a bucket of water into a volcano and hoping it puts the fire out, you know?
Look, I agree. There's a comment here. I'm bringing this up first. Firstly, Nick said he agrees with you, Philip. He says, I agree with Philip. City and Chelsea fans of a certain age are true supporters. Now it's glory hunters. Born 5 years earlier, they would support a different club.
Yeah.
What made me laugh about that letter to the Chelsea hierarchy yesterday, Philip, when I listened to it on TalkSport, was a case of there was a fan that came on. He was no more than 30 years old, Philip. He doesn't remember back in the day when there was Save the Bridge. I remember that. You remember that. You remember Stamford Bridge was a shithole.
Still is.
It still is. Bigger. It was but no, it was, wasn't it, Philip?
No, it was. Yeah, it was a horrible looking place with a shed.
Yeah.
Apologies with this cough. I can't shake it off. Yeah, it was a very, very old fashioned type of a ground, and okay, they've done it up to a point, but it's still small compared to our ground. It's quite small.
Yeah,
and no, it hasn't got a lot of character to it either.
No. Just a few comments here, and then he says, "This is this is where I want to go with it," and then we're going to move on to our second few topics. There, we're going to talk about the FAI and Sky, the Euro playoff games, which is boiling point, Philip, which is good for Wales and the teams, and then the Euro playoff finals. Who will be the final tree, Philip? And we will talk about that. Serie A had the balls to relegate Juventus. The Premier League are gutless, corrupt, unless they are setting a precedent with smaller clubs. Right, Philip? This is my point, right? You look at the 70s and 80s in Italian football. Paolo Rossi, a world-famous striker for Juventus. I think he played for Juventus back in the day. Top scorer of the 82 World Cup. Banned for 2 years before that for match fixing, Philip. Right?
Yeah.
You remember that as well as 82.
Yeah.
Juventus then were relegated. When do you think Serie A gained the balls? And do you think the Premier League will ever gain the balls to do that to a Man City or a Chelsea or an Arsenal or a Liverpool or even a Tottenham?
Well, you know, it's ironic. It's ironic that Italy, which is generally regarded as being run by the mafia, were the first countries to absolutely take the bull by the horns and do what they did, what was right. And also, they did it in Scotland as well. The Scottish FA did it as well with Rangers.
Yeah. Did they drop them down 3 divisions, Philip, or 2?
I think two divisions.
Did they drop them out of the league completely, did they?
No, they didn't. No, they fought their way back in. They had the balls to do it. The FA doesn't. That's why they're going for the smaller clubs first.
Yeah.
That's why Manchester City has got to be punished. Chelsea have got to be punished. But when's it going to happen? Okay, Chelsea might be soon enough. We believe that's going to come fairly shortly. But Manchester City apparently have not cooperated with any of the investigations, which makes it all that more difficult.
They did that with UEFA, Philip. You know that as well as I. And you've watched the same YouTube documentary I've watched.
Yeah.
Now, look, the last subject in this before we move on to European football, international football, and the build-up to the international games, Philip, for this weekend. This news is only dropping tonight that I've got. This is why we're starting with it. Where are you on within the Premier League? Does somebody within that organisation, Philip, have to turn around and say, right, enough is enough? Like you said, like the Italian FA did. And if so, use Man City as an example. What would be a punishment for them that would satisfy you as a football fan, as a Premier League football fan? What punishment would you say, do you know what? I've got my faith now in the Premier League again.
Well, it's like this, right? Manchester City, they're charged with, I think, 115 offences, okay? Now, if you go into court, right, and say you're up for breaking the speed limit by 10 miles an hour, right? You're going to get fined 50 quid, right?
Yeah.
Or get 2 points on your license or whatever, right? You go into court doing 150 miles an hour in the 50 mile zone, they're going to jail you for that, right? The severity of the crime should be reflected, or the punishment, should be reflected in the severity of the crime. So if you take it that Everton would dock 10 points, okay, I know it was brought back to 6 for 1 or 2 offences like that. Manchester City should be docked enough points to put them into the South Manchester Under 10 Schoolboy League. But we know that's not what's going to happen. I think most fans outside Manchester, or that part of Manchester anyway, would probably be satisfied with a demotion to the Championship. I think any more than that might be overkill, and they'll be subject to all sorts of appeals and, beating of chests, and it's unfair and whatever. They've given 2 fingers to the football authorities. They deserve to be punished, and I think they should be relegated from the Premiership. And that would be a severe, and plus a big fine. I know the fine means nothing to them, but fine them 100 million quid as well, and that might make sure they don't do it again.
And strip their titles, or do you think that's not?
Well, that's difficult. I would love them to strip the league title, the FA Cup, or the Carabao Cup of 2021. That means we'll have a trophy. But no, getting a trophy that way is a Pyrrhic victory. It's not a victory at all. It's sad. No, don't strip them off the titles. If
Chelsea was stripped, we would have won the league because we finished second behind Chelsea.
Can I change my mind? Yeah. Can I change my mind? I don't think they go back that far back with Chelsea.
Yeah. And Nick also gets on the void trophies, then there is no point in cheating. Exactly. It's got to be a precedent set, Philip. You know that as well as I.
It's got to be very severe. It's got to be unheard of in the Premiership.
Yeah.
Just now, put it a less. You're not only telling Manchester City not to do it again, you're telling everybody else.
Yeah. Now, Philip, FAI and Sky, of course, have agreed a new partnership to 2028, but it is also for the men's side. Stephen Kenny has left. Hooray! John O'Shea has taken his first game as temporary interim manager for tomorrow night against Belgium. So, Philip, is this a new dawn for the Irish men's side?
I don't know. I mean, this is a sponsorship deal that Sky had with the Irish ladies team for the last one. And they've been very successful. Let's face it, they've been very, very successful. But they've got talent. Unfortunately, the Irish men's team at the moment is lacking severely in talent. I mean, I was watching the news tonight, and they were talking about players called up into the Irish squad. I've never even heard of them. Now, when can you say that from an English squad or a Scottish squad even? You've heard of them all before, the household names in the England team anyway. In the Irish team, they're not even household names in their own household. And that's why I think it's going to take a lot more than a Sky sponsorship deal to because who's going to get the money? Is it whatever? Now, there was no figure mentioned, but is the money going to go in to pay off the debts the FAI have got, historical debts that are stopping us from progressing as a side or as a team that we should be doing?
Yeah.
Or is it going to go into the director's drinks cabinet and buy their whiskey and vodka for the next 2 years? So this is why I worry. Well, it's always nice to have a company like Sky behind you. I don't see any significant change on the pitch for the foreseeable future.
Now, if if you put I want to say, big up to, we've got a new what's it now? He hasn't put a comment to this, but big up. Just let me check, see if there's any comment to that. No, there isn't. But put a comment in there. Johnson SZN, if you can. He says, a member for 1 month. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for the book. Philip, do you want to say anything? Big up, sir.
Yeah, it's good. Always good to see the members have been renewed, and enjoy. I hope you're enjoying it, and keep the faith. And we'll keep bringing you the Spurs content, and hope you enjoy it and stay with us.
And we're going to do a lot more members only stuff, aren't we, Philip, as well?
We
are getting around to that. We've gone through a bit of a regrowth, haven't we, Philip? It's not a rebrand, is it? It's more of a
no, it's not. It's a rejig of all the technology in the background.
Yeah,
you can see the Dermot side of the screen is much more user friendly and up to date than it was before.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't let me into your house to do it from there, Philip. That's why I've had to rent out this studio. Next week, you're going to stick me in the shed. You know,
right?
Oh, I'm not supposed to.
Who told you? Who told you?
The dog that I shared the shed with.
Well, he's coming into the house.
Yeah, you don't let me in the house. You just
go on.
You let me out once a day. You're next to the guard. You'll have the guardie at your door. Anyway, and he says, I enjoy it. Well, listen, Johnson SNZ, thank you so much. And are we going to start doing a members show, Philip? I think we are as well, aren't we? We're going to do something like that.
Once we get all this technology sorted out, we will be.
Yeah. Big up. Nick says, and this is one person we've got to get on the podcast, Nick. He's a great lad and absolutely top. I've done the show with him and I enjoyed it so much. He really is, Philip. Good. If the Sky money was used for a centre of excellence or academies, then it could have an impact. Philip,
that's true.
You look at the FAI, right? I shake my head in disbelief in the state of Irish soccer at the moment. The state of our national team. We're hosting the European Championships when in 2028. And we might not even qualify for that, to be fair. Where are we for that? I mean, we haven't even. I've said it. I'm going to stick by my guns in this. John O'Shea will be announced as new Ireland manager after these two games. Now, Steve Bruce was there. Said he would. He said it this morning or yesterday on TalkSport. I would love the Irish job. Give it to a man that's had over 1,000 experiences of management, Philip.
Yeah. So I'll give it to Steve Bruce ahead of John O'Shea. No offense to John O'Shea, he might do very well over the next couple of matches, but he's no experience.
No
experience. You know.
No. Yeah.
And as for the Nick's comment there about the centre of excellence, that would be great.
Yeah,
that would be great. But I don't think the sponsorship is big enough to cover that type of type of facility. But listen, we'll see. We're playing Belgium tomorrow night, the 4th best team in the world.
Yeah,
okay, I know there's no De Bruyne or Lukaku playing, but let's hope we put up a good performance against them. We will be doing a watch along for that game. It's at 5 o'clock tomorrow evening, I believe.
It is, yeah.
And
we've got a whole new watch along as well, set up as well. Now, Philip will be next week. Philip will be in there, but we have a whole new setup, and I'm really excited by this. And also before we start, I've got a whole new how we're going to set it up, and what we're going to do is Philip is going to be the Ireland manager, and this is what we're going to do the Tottenham manager in our pre-games. We're going to get Philip and our future pre-game thoughts for Tottenham and Ireland. We're going to get Philip to pick a formation and the team, and he's going to try to give you a bit of tactics on how he wants to see the Irish team playing tomorrow. So we're effectively making Philip to sort of John O'Shea of this channel. So please watch that. We're going to do that before the game tomorrow, before the watch along.
Does that mean I'm out of a job after 2 matches?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, basically. Okay. But mind you, if you do well, Philip, they might offer you some M&Ms and a bottle of Coke.
Pink ones, no pink ones, right?
Well, I was speaking to John Delaney. He wants to get back into run the FAI. He wants to offer you red ones instead.
Oh, okay, right. Right. Okay. I'll take the red ones.
Now,
Yeah.
Carl Simpson says, "Come on, Belgium." Sorry, couldn't resist. Piss off. Now,
well, can we say, "Come on, Brazil," then, just to get back at them?
Yeah. Now, there is England are playing tomorrow night against Brazil, Philip. But Ireland, Belgium. What do you want to see? I want to see from this Irish side. I don't care if we lose. I want to see commitment. I want to see pride. I want to see them trying, not what we have been seeing, which has been a load of shit, basically.
Exactly. That's all we want. A bit more belief in the badge, a bit of passion, a bit of commitment, a bit of attack, and put them under pressure, as Jack Charlton used to do. And like as you said, even if we lose, I fully expect us to lose. I don't think we're going to beat Belgium, but let's give them a good game. Let's not have them walking off the pitch with the shirts as dry as they were when they came on. You know.
Yeah. Do you feel them play? Do you feel relieved that Stephen Kenny's not there? I do. I'm excited.
I know you do. Like, to be honest,
I'm really excited about tomorrow.
I'm more worried. I'm more concerned about the quality of the players that we haven't got, because they're the guys that play the matches. You know, it's okay. You can be upset about the manager, this, that, and the other. It's the guys that put on the shirt and go on the pitch. They're the ones I'm more worried about. And I don't think we've got the quality.
I want to see. Tonight now. I know tomorrow's a sad weekend, like for my poor Mrs. Tron Aurelius with her mother's anniversary. May she rest in peace.
Right.
But I am so looking forward to this game, Philip. I feel like a kid on Christmas Eve. That my Irish football side is back. Stephen Kenny's not there. It's a new dawn for Irish soccer. It's a new dawn for this men's side. And I really want them to go out there and prove to me that they deserve to be there. They deserve to wear that green shirt.
I just hope that at 7 o'clock tomorrow night you're saying, God, who should Stephen Kenny back?
Philip, I will never say that. You know that as well as...
But you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
if
I
poor
do.
Performance put in, we'll be wondering, have we moved forward at all?
Yeah. Now, Philip, of course, that match tomorrow, just to bring it up, guys, if you are in Ireland, of course, it will be on Sky, but also the match also will be on live on Virgin Media 2 as well, Philip. So that will be on there tomorrow. Philip, we've got a few comments here. We've got Jay Green. Big up Jay Green. He says, we all want to see Ireland play with belief. Stop fearing teams to go with the attitude of nothing to lose.
It. That's got it in a nutshell. Yeah.
Do you feel, and whoever comes in, Philip, if it's John O'Shea or Brian Kerr, who's helping John O'Shea, which I think was a really good move, by the way, bringing Brian Kerr back.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they have to look at I always say it, but do you think they have to look at the Jack Charlton sort of era? Not play the way he played, Philip, but take inspiration from that time in Irish soccer.
Yeah, because you must remember, though, that was the golden era of Irish soccer. We had the players.
But a lot of these, there's a Blackburn lad that's been called up, Philip. I've been calling for this Blackburn lad for a little while. He's absolutely doing well for Blackburn. There's a few young lads being brought up now. But do we have to look back at the past to think, do you know what? They showed
we do, Well, I mean, they should be looking at the matches of 1994 and seeing, like, we didn't fear anybody in those days. And that's what we'd like to see again.
Yeah. Why is that? Why do you think we fear teams now, Philip?
Because the quality is so much better than us. That's why.
Yeah.
Really. Bottom line, you know. Like, going out tomorrow, like, we're lucky De Bruyne. We're not. It's a pity for the fans De Bruyne isn't playing, because he is like a Rolls Royce on the pitch. He's a great player.
Yeah. But just want to make sure that's right. England, Brazil, Philip, Gareth Southgate. A few people have put it in there. Carl says, I honestly think you might do them. I show desperate to show he can take you forward. And Belgium off the ball a bit. Ireland 2-1. I would love, if we beat Belgium, Philip, what a result.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, Gareth Southgate, because England are playing Brazil, Philip, England versus Brazil, I would like Southgate to try to be more dynamic, set up to test ourselves against a top team. A potential tournament matchup, tactics tryout, rather than boring handbrake football. Now, Scotland are playing tonight, Philip. I don't know how Scotland are doing. They're away to Holland. I know.
They were losing 1-0.
Romania, of course. Romania, of course, are at home to Northern Ireland, so the start of the home nations, really.
I'll give you the scores now, actually.
Yeah.
Spain 0, Colombia 0, Romania 1, Northern Ireland 1, and Netherlands 1, Scotland 0.
Okay, just let me. I'll put this in the brackets. So we've got Holland
1, Scotland 0.
Yeah, and then
Romania 1, Northern Ireland 1.
Right. Okay. I just put. I don't know how to spell Romania, to be fair.
Romania.
That's okay, Philip. It's okay. I've got it there. I have changed it, and it will change. There we go. That is the latest from Holland against Scotland, and that's going to cross your ticker at the bottom there. Gareth Southgate, Philip. Look, from a fan from the outside looking in, do you understand the England fans' frustrations, and their sort of frustrations for Southgate, or do you feel, hang on a minute, he's got you to a semi-final of a World Cup, a European Championship final, and a quarterfinals of another World Cup? Do you feel they're being a bit unfair on him?
I think it's the style of football that he plays they don't like. I've heard the Manchester United fans pulling their hair out when they heard he was rumoured to be going there next season. So
I did laugh at that.
I think England are suffering from England should be, with the players they have, should be winning tournaments. They haven't been.
Yeah.
I mean, they're almost 60 years that would won a lot.
Why do you think that is, Philip? Why do you think that is? No disrespect.
Okay, they've been unlucky with penalty shootouts. They've been unlucky with penalty shootouts. They made bad decisions. They've had good managers. You know, it's one of the mysteries really why they haven't done. I'm feeling they will do it shortly. And if Southgate does it during the summer, as he could well do, then he's either going to sign a new contract with the FA, and he'll probably be in the fans' good books after that, or he could pick his own club wherever he goes to. But I don't think that club would be too happy if he goes to play the style of football he's been playing with England. It'd be like Conte coming back to Spurs. We wouldn't be too happy about that. You
know. Big up to Michael Bennett. Big up, Mike. I haven't seen you before. Welcome to the channel, sir. Please hit the like button and the subscription button as we're on the march to 2K. We're only 5 away, Philip, from 1,800. I would love to get there before the end of the weekend. I would love to get there. I really would. So please, but big up, Michael.
Hit the subscription button.
Yeah, and do please.
I'm back in 1 second. I just need to go and get a drink. My throat is giving me.
Okay. Please do hit the memberships as well. They're only 99. Start at 99 cents and up there. But big up, Michael. Great to see you in. Yeah, Scotland's still losing. So thank you for the update, sir. Carl says, gotta go. Oh, Carl, where you going, man? He says, gotta go. Great show, gents. Catch you on the weekend. Carl, just to let you know, did you send that WWE character to my new gaming partner on our gaming channel? For the life of me, I can't remember the name of our own gaming channel. It's just got out of my head. But yeah, send that to Colin if you can. Michael says Scotland have had decent chances. I haven't watched much of the game, to be fair, but what I did see, they were playing quite well. But look, it's not easy. It's hard going to Holland anyway. But big up, Michael. Great to see you in, sir. We've got Nick saying, as for Ireland, you do not need top players, just a group that play like a team. Think of Greece when they won the Euros. Philip, we've had that, didn't we? Under Jack Charlton, under Mick McCarthy, we had that team spirit that we didn't fear anyone. Greece did it in 2004 when they won the Euros. Portugal did the same, Philip, when they won their major tournament. Where do you think... I don't want to sound rude. I don't mean this to come over rude to any England fans watching. But do you feel, it was mentioned today, do you feel England are too arrogant? And they think they should just turn up and win?
No, I don't think so, because they've turned up at so many tournaments and not won it. It'd be different if they won a few. Then they have reason to be arrogant. They have no reason to be arrogant because they haven't won anything. So no, I don't think so. No.
And do you like the Germans? The Germans will always turn up, Philip, don't you? You know what I mean? You're always Germany can play crap and then turn up and win a major tournament. what if you were right? We've got Scotland in there. Wales could be in there. We're going to talk about them in the last bit on the show, and England there. Who will you be following in the European Championships? Who will your hat be hanging on? And do you think England can win Euro 2024?
They can. They're certainly one of the favourites. Yeah, they are. I think along with Germany, Spain, Italy, and that type of. I don't know. Is there a team that's going to come out of the woodwork and shock everybody? I hope there is, because that makes for a really interesting tournament.
Yeah.
But I think England will be there or thereabouts. And then, excuse me, it will give them good hope going into the. There's another tournament next. They're qualifying for the next tournament, which we're going to have a big say in, obviously.
Well, the Nations League might help us qualify for the World Cup, Philip. I mean, that's sort of linked to that. Look. I think Germany are going to win it. I've always thought for last year Germany will win it, but look, Italy there, Spain look a good side, Philip. Scotland might get out the group stage. I would love Scotland to get out the group stages, Philip. I really would.
It's true. Yeah, that's true. True.
And Wales,
France as well. France, don't forget France.
Yeah. But big up to Jay Green. He says, personally, lads, I think the FAI should build a winning mentality culture with recruiting ex-players like Paul McGrath, Robbie Keane, who played in some. Paul, I agree with the last two, Philip.
Yeah.
I feel that'd be too much pressure for Paul McGrath.
Yeah, I don't think Paul McGrath now, he never really went into management, so I don't think he's a candidate. The last two, definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
But do you think the FAA should use Paul McGrath as more of a somebody that give a speech before the game, or have him in there as a trainer, or have him in there as a sort of within the group?
What I would do with Paul McGrath, I'd do what Tottenham do with the likes of dealers and Martin Chivers and Graham Roberts.
Yeah.
Have them as ambassadors. Have him as an ambassador. Coming to the away matches, meeting and greeting the opposition and this and the other. Yeah, it'd be a good role for him, and he deserves something because he's had a rough enough time of it in recent years.
Yeah, I love Paul McGrath. I do. I have a great time for him. I can forgive him for all what he done, Philip. You know what I'm getting at. A bit. Gaza's probably the same. I would go with Gaza within a certain bit, but I don't feel there's some things Gaza did that I don't think are acceptable to do. No, I'm being serious, Philip, on that.
Yeah.
But Paul McGrath, you can't help but love him. He's a lovable rogue. And I'm so like, there was one story. Jack Charlton thought he was hungover from drink, and he said he genuinely had the flu. And Jack went into him, realised he was wrong, and Paul said he really treated me like a son. He said he rang him up from Israel. Jack, I won't be able to get back, but can I play? No, but you can come back. Jack Charlton never annihilated Paul McGrath. He always kept him in. And I feel the FAI should do something, or Man United or Aston Villa should do something to look after Paul McGrath.
Yeah,
I really do. Like Newcastle should do something to look after Paul Gascoigne. Or Tottenham should do
Tottenham
something.
could. Yeah, Tottenham could. Everton, all of them need to get together and do something there.
Look, look, Georgie Best was the same, Philip. I don't agree with everything. Look, I'm sorry for Paul Gascoigne. I really do. A genius on the football pitch. I don't agree with some of the stuff he done, but I do feel clubs like Tottenham or Man United or Aston Villa, or even Ireland or the FA should do more to look after these players. Paul Gascoigne doesn't even live in his own house, but he lives in his agent's room.
Yeah.
He called himself a sad drunk. How heartbreaking is that?
Terrible. Yeah. I worry for his future now.
I just feel they should do more, Philip. I feel they should do more. Right, would you go through comments here, Philip, and then we will end up there. Michael McDonald says England would have won a major trophy if they had above average manager. What level of team will come in for Southgate if available?
Manchester United,
yeah. Yeah. Michael says, liked and subscribed, mate. Great content from you and Philip as well. Thank
thanks,
you
Michael.
so much.
Thank you, sir. Very good.
Yeah. Really appreciate that. It means a lot to both of us. The Dutch are 2-0 up now. All right. I better change that.
There you go.
I better change that. Okay, so I better change that now. Let me change that, Philip. If you want to read the other comments there, Philip, I'll just get the last thing ready if you can.
Yeah, and Nick is saying finance. Whoops, why is that coming up? Yeah, finance will be the major force, or France will be the major force. Sorry, yeah, they will. I agree with you. Yeah, and again, you look at the greats of the 70s and 80s. How did Scotland not win a trophy? Yeah, that's true. There's some very good players in the 70s and 80s. Gordon Strachan and
Alan Hansen.
Alan Hansen, yeah, there's some good players now.
Graham Souness. Did Stevie Nicol play for Scotland?
He did. Yeah.
Alan Brazil.
Yeah, that's right.
Who else now?
Among lots of other Celtic and Rangers players as well.
Yeah.
And Michael has also said Spurs apparently do try and do a lot for Gaza behind the scenes. Gaza is his own worst enemy, sadly. Yeah. I mean, Spurs do a lot for a lot of their previous players. They do things behind the scenes, all right. Gaza strikes me as being a guy who's hit the self-destruct button.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think that's what will happen to him in the end, and it's very, very sad. Very, very sad.
It is.
And Minimoo 95 is saying, "Hey, cuz, there you go."
Hello, Minimoo. Hope Lily is all right. Bless her. Is she a Spurs fan yet?
Michael is saying the Man United fans will destroy Southgate. They already have the welcoming committee ready for him. They've got a gallows put up outside the ground. Nick is saying Souness, Dalglish, and Hansen. Yeah, very good players.
What play? Kenny Dalglish. I watched a documentary on him very quickly before we get on to the last subject. What a player!
Yeah, he was.
What a player! That man was a genius. And his daughter, she's made a career for herself on Sky Sports as well, Kelly.
Yeah, that's
Kelly,
right.
She's better than most of the men on there, to be fair. And what I love about her, right, she does keep Roy Keane on a tight leash.
Which is not easy to do.
No, it's not. Now, Philip, the last two topics, Philip, we're going to roll into one. This is, of course, the final of Path A, B, and C. Wales versus Poland on Tuesday. We are going to do a watch-along to that. Ukraine versus Ireland. Georgia versus Greece, Philip. Only 3 teams can reach you. The last 3 teams can reach Euro 2024.
Well, I think we know who they are now. After the first leg, we need to know who they are, don't we?
It is now reaching boiling point. So, Philip, my 3 are going to be Poland, Iceland, and Greece. They're my 3 to go into Euro 2024.
I thought Finland would beat Wales last night. How wrong I was. So I'm going to say Wales are going to keep it going, and Wales are going to get through. Wales and Iceland, although I'd like to see Ukraine and Greece. I mean, Wales, Iceland, and Greece, all the big wins last night.
Yeah,
and
they did.
I can see them maybe continuing the path into the next round. We shall see.
Well, that would take him into Euro 2024.
Into Europe, into Europe. Yeah.
Do you like the playoff, Philip? Do you think it's good, this playoff sort of scenario?
Look, it's exciting. It can be exciting. It's a gutting for the team that loses.
Yeah.
We've done that a few times in the Euros World Cup.
Yeah. Where are you going, Philip, with Ireland tomorrow? What's your score?
3-1 to Belgium, I'm afraid.
Are you? Really going,
yeah.
Really going?
I just don't think we'll be. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But realistically, I think Belgium will be too strong for us.
Well, this is my score prediction, Philip. This is what I'm going for.
All right, very good. Do you think we can honestly keep a Belgian team with scoreless? You know, with this talent
they haven't got De Bruyne, yeah. They haven't got what's his name? Oh, the fella that was at Chelsea went to Inter Milan.
Lukaku.
Yeah, they haven't got him either. I think we can do it, Philip. I really.
Hopefully we can. But
we got Mini Moo, big up, because she says she's doing good at the moment. I'm stuck in bed with the tummy bug or food poisoning. I hope you and David are doing good. We are doing fine, and I'll give David your love once you'll come up here. I have no hope in Ireland tomorrow. Don't listen, cuz. Don't. Ireland going to win. Be a bit like your cousin, delusional DERMOTRON. The all-time. I am back in my country to do well. Even Philip says I'm known for being delusional.
Yeah, Delusiontron is your second name.
Delusiontron. Yeah, it's a bit like Louis Walsh in the Big Brother house. He's delusional. Yeah. And Nick says, "I hope Ireland make." I'd love to get a major tournament without Ireland is a lesser tournament for me, Philip.
Oh yeah, I mean the Irish fans alone make a tournament.
Yeah,
I know. I've been to enough of them, and the fact the countries that we go to, the cities we go to, all absolutely love the Irish.
Yeah.
Love them.
Apparently, she saes that runs in the family. I know it does. So there you go. So it does. I'm from a line of delusional football supporters, Philip. So there you go. There you go. You got proof. Anything else you want to talk about before we go, Philip? We've got the watch along tomorrow. And then we're back again with the daily Hotspur news every day at 4. Is the podcast back next week?
I suppose, yeah, we can think of something to talk about. No doubt.
The unholy trinity, you, me, and Angel Gabriel, who's been without his internet, by the way. So anyone watching from air, get your finger out your hole and fix his internet. Yeah. Right. So, Philip, anything else? Thank you very much.
No, I'm fine. I'm gonna dose myself with cough mixture now and go to bed.
Yeah. Well, we are back tomorrow at 5. What time's kick-off tomorrow, Philip?
5 o'clock.
So we'll be on about 4:30.
Quarter 5, I suppose.
Yeah. So we'll be on at 4:30 tomorrow. We'll go through all the teams, Philip's little technical lineup and his technical, how he thinks the team's going to play, how Philip wants the team to play. So that's a new feature we're going to bring in. And then I might do a little post-match on that on Sunday myself, and then Monday we are back. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscription button if you can, as I take down all the little bits. I'll just leave the time up there. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah. Come on, Ireland. Let's do one. Right. Let's beat Belgium. Don't know what, Philip. I'm so out of order. I don't know where the outro is. Here it is. Bye-bye. Boo-boo.